today, we still remain as an ASF-free region, and we are very happy of that status, especially that we thank very much our local government units, especially our provincial veterinary officers, and of course the provincial governors for issuing the respective executive orders on banning entry of swine and pork products into the respective provinces. And of course, that's the whole of Western Visayas. All of the 6 provinces were able to issue their respective executive orders banning the entry of swine and pork products from the ASF affected areas. And to think that the nearest area that has African swine fever is just a boat ride away from our shores, especially the eastern seaboard of Western Visayas, and that's Masbate. The province of Masbate is the nearest area that has African swine fever, and there's a direct boat trips from Masbate to Rojas City and also in the northern Iloilo area. So we thank, of course, Governor Contreras and Governor Defensor for the immediate issuance of executive order banning the entry of products coming from Masbate, and in joining also our counterparts, our partners from the Philippine Coast Guard and of course the Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources to be very vigilant with the entries of those products coming from Masbate, especially with our fisher folks and passengers coming from that area. So we are still ASF-free region. Presently, bago lang ginatapos ang ika-4th leg na orientation about the ANU 3R program of the Agricultural Credit and Policy Council. This is an offshoot of the launching of the Secretary last September 10, especially for the green zones. So, ang green zones, if you look at the ASF map, ang 4 kaniyon nga wala pa sang epekto wala pa naapektuhan sang African swine fever are the regions in Mimaropa or the region 4B, the island provinces of Mindoro, Marinduque, Romblon, and of course Palawan. Our region, Western Visayas, and our neighboring regions of Central Visayas and Zamboanga Peninsula. So, in that launching last September 10, of course, there is an additional 300 million specific for the green zones. And as an immediate response to that, we immediately call for an online orientation to our local governments, especially the municipal agriculturists, city vets, provincial veterinary officers, and provincial agriculturists, together with the Agriculture and Fishery Council officials and members, and the swine raisers themselves were invited to join the orientation so that they will be able to avail of that loaning program from the Agricultural Credit and Policy Council, which is Agrinegosyo, 3R. They called it 3R for repopulation, rehabilitation, and recovery. This is our response, of course, to rehabilitate our swine industry affected by the African swine fever. Qualification, and this is, of course, for backyard racers. May mga qualification in terms of the number of swine they are currently producing. Siyempre, dapat ang eligible borrowers are racing already. Nag-aara na sa nagasagod na nga daan sa
producing na.
baboy.
Mhm.
Oo. Kag at the same time, semi-commercial racers also are invited or encouraged to avail of this facility, loaning facility. Kag of course may mga requirements kag kung interested sila, ara man ang website sang Agricultural Credit and Policy Council. Hapos man lang siya pangitaon acpc.da.gov.ph ang ilang website kag ara man ang mga requirements kung ano. At the same time, kinahanglan man nila nga mag-register sa ilang annual access kung paano maka-avail sa mga requirements. At the same time, ma-attend man sila sa orientation, training on filling up the necessary requirements kag other documentary requirements. I mentioned earlier, the 300 million is intended for the green zone, which are 4 regions at the moment, for B, 6, 7, and 9. So, amo na ang nagakwan. Of course, kung tungaon na sa apat, then Western Visayas will have a share of the pie, which is 75 billion. Or either nga pauna-una sang submit kag makapasar sa application. But definitely it will be divided among four regions. Amo man na ang report sa aton nga mga areas nga nagmubo. Pero wala pa ko kakwan nga 100 na gali ang presyo.
Yes.
Ang latest nga report is ara pa siya sa kwan pa siya sa 120. So
dagdag na gid.
Nagnubo na gid. Ang kwan man naton is of course kung tan-awon naton ang cost and cost of production, ara lang siya tani sa 110 ang presyo hanay. So based diri sa latest report, ang amo ni nga kay nagamonitor man kami, latest report namon September 6 to 10, ang average live weight is ara na sa 109 pesos per kilo. So there was a reduction of 3% sa mga livestock auction market nga ginamonitor naton sa Pasig City and sa Kabangkalan City. So there was a drop already of the prices. So kung paano naton pre-COVID, ang presyohan ay ara sa 85-90 pesos, which of course per digit ang manok baboy, especially kung feeds. Feeds ang pakaon. Pero kung sa mga backyard, may gipakaon sang mga ginaluto-luto nila nga mga kulutanon.
Delikado sa ASF ang kwan, ang damog.
So, per digit kung amo na ang presyohanay. At the same time, wala man naganubo ang presyo sa merkado sang baboy.
Tama.
The latest nga na-monitor naton is nagnubo man ang presyo by 4%, 240 pesos per kilo ang kasim. Kag ang yempo ara sa 240 man gyapon. Ang pinakanaba is Aridis Kalibo, may 200 pesos per kilo. Kag sa Hordan, Guimaras ang pinakamataas nga 250. So, of course, we would like also to encourage our local government units kay under the Price Act. Ang local price coordinating council is headed by the local chief executives. We can only recommend, but it's the
LGU.
LPCC, LGU.
Okay.
Nga dapat mundo ang mga presyo. So with this support hopefully makuan kag may ara man sa livestock program ang natawag naton man nga Inspire, bali Integrating National Swine Production Initiative for Recovery and Expansion. This is a repopulation and recovery plan for the swine industry.
Aha.
And this is more on consolidation, meaning ang mga individual hog raisers, pwede sila mag-organize. May ara naman kita nga mga organized nga mga swine raisers or mga small hog raisers sa aton nga rehiyon, and they could avail of this Inspire program on a cluster basis.
Aha.
So ipag-angot lang sila sa amon nga regional livestock program, kag ang sa ACPC nga anyo or agrinegosyo specific for the repopulation, rehabilitation, and recovery, they can, ang individual backyard raisers could avail of 300,000 pesos